Hello everybody, my name is Christian, and today we are going to be taking a look at the pre-win tier list as part of the start of version 4.3. Now I'm going to be honest, this is not actually going to be a look at the pre-win tier list in general. Today is my excuse to talk about Mortenax Blade and the impact he is having across the entire meta right now. This character is insane. He is so much better than I already thought he would be, and I thought he was going to be incredible. I am truly blown away, and I am really excited to talk about him. With that said, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, become a YouTube member down below, and now, let's get into it. So as I just mentioned in the intro, Mortenax Blade just came out 3 days ago at the time of recording this, and this video is probably going to come out a week after that, you know, if you want to figure out the Chris recording timeline, ooh. But yeah, so Mortenax Blade just came out not that long ago, and we've already seen a lot of people running him to massive success with characters beyond just what you would expect, which is something I'm going to talk about in a few minutes. Overall, he is performing at such a absolutely remarkable level that I am truly astonished by, and it was no surprise that he was going to be T0 upon his release into the game. I think everybody kind of expected that. He had an absolutely incredible amp numbers, he has sub DPS capabilities, and he can be useful with some of the best characters in the game right now. So I don't think him being T0 was going to be a surprise to anybody, but I think just how firmly he has solidified himself as easily a probably top 3 support in the game already. I don't think we were quite expecting that one as much. He is simply unbelievable, and his Eidolons, the investment you can get for him, is insane value for those interested. And even then, you don't need it right now, because right now he's still slaughtering just about everything in this game. He's made Acheron an actually usable character again. And I don't mean just usable in the fact that like, oh hey, maybe you can get 5 cycles on this current MOC. No, he's made Acheron great again. Acheron can actually clear knights like somewhat easily. Acheron was able to fight against the king stage this time around. When did we ever think we would be saying that again? I don't think many people were really thinking that was an honest-to-God possibility in the year 2026. Yet here we are. It is absolutely unbelievable. I am in utter shock, and yeah, I am just really liking what Mortenax Blade is offering to the game. So now that we've kind of gotten all that initial glaze out of the way, let's actually talk a bit more about what he's bringing to the table, the characters he's helping, all that good stuff. So as we all know, Mortenax Blade is the next great generalist support after our last one was Tribby, actually. I know that kind of sounds insane, but looking back at a bunch of the more recent characters, there aren't really any Harmony characters besides Tribby who are general purpose. Ceridra was very much made for Finon and Anexa. Then we had Tribby, and many of the other Harmony characters are a bit older at this point, and any other supports we've gotten are very specific, or they are more debuffers than actual supporters slash amplifiers. So like Yao Guang is specifically for Elation. Cyrene is great for the Chrysosairs overall, but I would not exactly call her Generalist. We got the Sparkle buffs, so that's good. I guess that's the next best Generalist since Trivy, I guess. I don't know, not everybody really uses Action Advance, but hey, it's something at least. Blade is a pretty substantial upgrade over Tribby right now. He is that character that you're going to want to put in those teams where you have nothing else, so you might as well just get a shitload of damage. He's going to be amazing for that. He has come in and just basically immediately kind of snatched up a lot of those open slots in teams that there isn't somebody that is the perfect fit for. He's come into all of those teams and been just a game changer off rip. So like Ashvale team, he works incredibly well with Ashvale's team. He can work super well with Saber, which is wild to say. I'm going to talk more about that synergy in a few minutes. He can work well with Acheron, of course. He's really dragging Acheron's corpse back into irrelevance. Like, he's really breathing fresh life into there. And then outside of that, we've actually seen him be used with Mono Rem as a substitute for Cyrene, which is hilarious. I did not ever see that day coming, but hey, it works pretty well, admittedly. He's been able to fit in for Break if you do not have a Fugue for your Firefly. That's unbelievable. And I've even seen him be run with Evanescia in a sustainless format. So you have EMC, Allknowing, Evanescia, and then just Blade right there at the end to kind of, you know, give you that extra damage and tank a few hits for you. He has overall just slid himself into the game so easily, and it is just unbelievable. Like, again, I don't know what else to say. I'm just very impressed by how efficiently Blade has been able to make all of his kit available to so many of the premier teams in this game. It's not just all those teams as well. He is a general purpose character, so he can fit in a lot of different scenarios. If you want to run him with DOT, like instead of a Black Swan, or you don't have a Black Swan, you could do that because he has a massive amount of defense ignore. He increases damage dealt, and he can do damage all on his own. Like, he can fit in there. If you want Mortenax Blade to be your archer partner for now, until, you know, presumably one of these fake characters comes in and steals his chain from that team. We don't gotta talk about that right now. If you want to run those two together, it is a pretty good combo, all things considered, because of how powerful Blade is. This is overall just one of the better designed characters in the game, and it is a very interesting case of evolution in Star Rail. Supports as a whole are just no longer what they used to be, and we've seen this especially in Plain Arcadia. There is no such thing as a support that just supports anymore. We saw this same mentality happen with Sustain. Sustain stopping Sustains very early on. They started having niches, and then we got to Aventurine and Ling Sha, and Sustain started being damage dealers. Sustains had their value linked to how much they could offer to their team that wasn't just sustaining. And now the best sustains in the game are Hyacinth and DHPT, who are very good at giving good buffs and doing decent damage. And then we have Ho-Ho, who simply offers something that does not exist on any other sustain in the game, and not really on most other characters in the game overall. So this exact type of mindset that was associated with sustains early on, we're now seeing is being passed on to our supports, our amplifiers. We're no longer seeing a Sunday and a Sparkle who just action advance and give you a bunch of buffs. We are seeing EMC, who is a sub DPS, but at the same time is a certified banger generator for Evanescia and will give additional instances of elation skills. We're seeing Dahlia, who is going to do considerable damage with her skill and her ult, while also enabling Super Break to levels that we never thought possible. We have Yao Guang. Yeah, she offers a lot of buffs, but at the same time, her ultimate is literally the Aha instant, which makes her do damage, and it is pretty considerable damage. So now we are seeing Blade, who is most conventionally a support character because he gives a massive amount of damage boost to the characters on his team, and then if you pair him with a Nihility, which was the intention, is for him to be with Acheron, if you pair him with the Nihility character, it increases ultimate damage dealt by 75% for them. He is designed as a support, but then at the same time, he has an ultimate that does an insane amount of damage. He can increase his own damage dealt if there is not a Nihility character on the team. He is just unbelievably strong, and it's at a point where he can be run as your main DPS if you really want to, or you can just run him as your dual DPS, your sub DPS, one of those two. He is built to handle both types of scenarios perfectly. He is not just going to be enhancing your team and doing minimal damage. No, Blade is going to be a key part of any team that he is in. He is going to be contributing a lot of damage. He's not just there to be a support bot. He's not just there to only give you your damage and then just sit in the corner and try to not die. I mean, obviously you don't want him to die, but you know, you get what I'm saying. He is actually doing something. And this design philosophy has been overwhelmingly present over the course of Plain Arcadia. We're not just seeing it with a character like Mortenax Blade too. We're even seeing our DPS characters be more and more designed as also somewhat supports. Because we have Ashvale, and Ashvale, he has a bunch of buffs built into his kit to benefit a main DPS. he does not have a main DPS yet, but if the day comes where he does have a main DPS, he is going to provide insane value for them to an unreasonable level, especially now that you can pair him with Mortenax Blade. This design philosophy has been genuinely so interesting to witness in real time. I've seen a lot of people talking about it, but not really diving in like that far into it. This is truly super unique and a very big change of pace from what this game was so early on. We had very clearly defined niches, very clearly defined roles, and even within the path system was there and nobody really deviated from it. And over the last year or so, it has all gotten completely changed, kind of thrown away for this new identity of more versatility in every single character that comes out. Your mileage on that may vary, but it is very interesting, and it is very different to say the least. And I don't think it's a bad thing either, because it does offer a lot more creativity to the game. It offers a lot more potential to it, and I do enjoy that quite a lot. So I kind of went off track a little bit there. Overall, yeah, Blade has been just an interesting breath of fresh air into the game. I quite like what he's offered, and again, what he offers is quite a bit to a few specific characters, with the main three right now: Ashvale, Acheron, which again, never thought I'd be able to say that, and interestingly enough, Saber. Now Saber, I'm not going to talk about too extensively, because if you know, you know. But at least for right now, what Blade is offering to Saber is absolutely massive. If you can properly construct a team where you can include another Nihility to activate the ultimate damage buff for Saber, Saber's ultimate is the crux of her kit. It is how you are going to get most of your damage. So by having that much of an ultimate damage boost on Saber, with also the normal debuffs that Mortenax Blade applies, and likely the additional debuffs you're going to be getting from your other Nihility character, whether it be Cypher, Silverwolf, Pela, Welt, no matter what, you're going to be getting a lot of debuffs at that point. That ult is going to hit like crack. It is going to hit extremely hard. And the fact that Mortenax Blade actually allows for that, and you can game plan around that, and have this new weird team of like Welt, Blade, and Saber, and have it not be completely bad, again, that's awesome. Because I feel like that hasn't existed in Star Rail for a little bit. That's honestly really unique. The fact that that can work, and it can work pretty well. I love to see that. With all of that in mind, again, Saber wasn't even an intended recipient of Mortenax Blade's abilities. It was much more focused on Ashvale and Acheron. It's pretty clear to me that we are going to be getting the next great follow-up character at some point soon with the way Ashvale and Blade have come out. They both have very much follow-up synergies. Like, Ashvale is just a hunt character. He obviously has follow-up, but then Blade is also made to go perfectly alongside Ashvale and any other character that attacks consistently. Then we also have in his E2 a massive buff for follow-up attacks. It's also a massive buff for Blade himself, but regardless, these two characters were made to work together, and I think they are waiting on their next great DPS, who should be coming out sometime soon, ideally. But even then, you don't need that guy right now. You don't need that girl right now. Whatever they are, I don't judge. But you don't need them right, because these two are absolutely cooking. They are one of the strongest duos in the game right now, offering a massive amount of defense ignore, increased damage dealt, and just a massive amount of damage, because Ashvale already does a lot to enemies, and Blade amplifies that so much while also piling in a good amount of damage all on his own. These two are just tearing through enemies right now, constantly being that 1-2 punch with another support in the corner assisting them. It is massive for people who have been just still dogging on Ashvale, saying that he really wasn't that great. No, he's getting to the point where he is in fact that great. He is truly that powerful, especially alongside Mortenax Blade. It is absolutely one of the best combos you can get, and if you are an Ashvale owner, I cannot recommend that you get Blade enough. He is going to benefit you immensely. And then, whenever you get the final missing piece for this team, presumably, you are going to be in an unbelievable spot, having this entire team completed ready to go. You are going to smash content for many, many updates. Now that finally takes us to the girl herself, Acheron. I am a big Acheron fan. I am not able to pull for Mortenax Blade because I am an even bigger Himiko fan, so Himiko Nova is at the top of my wish list, but the way he has revived her makes me want to pull for him so unbelievably badly, I cannot describe it. The fact that he actually managed to revive Acheron, making her into a force strong enough to contend with king stages, knight stages, any endgame content again, without as much struggle as it took before, is genuinely unbelievable. This character has benefited so much from Mortenax Blade, and I'm just very happy to see that one of the characters I love the most in this entire game is receiving such an amazing buff in the form of a different character, because if you get him, then she is going to rise up the ranks very substantially. And there is still room for her to be Nova flared after that. Because yeah, Mortenax Blade solves a lot of issues like Dahlia for Firefly did, but Acheron still has core issues. So then if you Nova flare her after that, she genuinely probably becomes one of the top 10 best DPS in the game again. Was anybody really expecting that out of Acheron this year? To become one of the best top 10 DPSs again? Because I certainly wasn't. The way he offers so many stacks for her, the way he offers everything she could ask for in terms of a support, with damage dealt, additional defense ignored to stack with your other support, and a massive, massive ultimate damage dealt boost. She could not ask for anything more in a support. Plus, again, like I mentioned, he offers his own damage, so that way you still get additional damage when Acheron is in one of her downtime periods. It's the same way how Mono Rem works, where Mono Rem, once Cassie dragons, she's gonna have to wait a bit to get the dragon back. It's really not that long, but stick with me here. Cassie has to wait after that, so then Evernight is going to be doing that damage to keep things going. You're gonna have Hyacinth doing a skill that probably does like a fair amount of damage on the Ika pass through, and then you also have Cyrene to fire her little bow. Once again, it's not doing much damage, but hey, it's there. And the other two are doing a decent bit more, so it combines to be something substantial, and then it gets you closer to Cassie Dragon again. It's the same principle now applied to Acheron, a character who I think would really benefit from that style. And now we have two characters with Mortenax Blade and Welt who can both do that for her and really, really give her that kind of peace of mind during when she does not have her ult or when she does not have the necessary stacks to do it. You're going to have Welt and Blade just pounding the enemies, so that way they're going to be weaker and Acheron can finish them off and do her massive damage. All in all, if you are an Acheron fan, I cannot stress this enough. No other character in this game is going to measure up to what Blade is doing right now, for her specifically. There is no Welt that can compete, there is no Cypher that can compete, there is no Silverwolf that can compete, and there is sure as hell no other character coming out anytime soon that is going to be able to make her compete like how Mortenax Blade does. This is the character you need to make Acheron amazing, to make her someone truly worth using at all points again. So if you want that, you should be getting Mortenax Blade right now. You will not regret it. I have seen incredible things out of this man the last few days, and it won't just be these characters that I've talked about today. He is going to be great into the future. He is going to apply to so many other characters, so many other teams as we go further and further into the game. This is such a solid investment. He is going to be one of the pioneers of the new meta. If you want to be a part of that, getting him is going to be the wisest choice you can make. Hands down, no questions. Mortenax Blade is absolutely amazing. Alright, thank you all so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. It was fun getting to yap about Blade. I was very excited to talk about him because, man, he's been really cool to watch. I'm kind of jealous that I can't get him. I'm considering it, but I just don't think I can warrant it, man, and that sucks. Tell me your thoughts on Blade down below. Tell me your thoughts on the overall meta, since I didn't really talk about anybody besides Blade. And, yeah, I've got plenty more good videos coming out soon, so I'll see you guys then. Bye-bye!